And it's Sunday afternoon, and we're not far away now from the close of this 3-day festival to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the British Music Hall Society. But it's taken me until now to get this man on his own so that I can have a few words with him, because none of us would have been here over the last few days enjoying the wonderful entertainment that we have on stage had it not been for him. This is Gerry Glover, and he actually founded the British Music Hall Society back in 1963. Gerry, welcome to Wiltons.
Thank you, it's a real pleasure to be here.
And if somebody had told you back in 1963 that you would be sitting here now, celebrating this anniversary, especially in such an incredibly flamboyant way with this amazing festival, what would you have said?
I would have said that was just about everything my heart would have desired. We were in the London County Council County Hall, and there was an inquiry, it was a tribunal, about the future of this building, which was a rag warehouse. And one of the early members of the Music Hall Society was John Betjeman. And we spoke to him, and he said, "Oh, we'll go together." So we went to this inquiry. We had tried to get a look round this building, but we couldn't get in. Anyway, to cut a very long story short, it's down to John Betjeman, in my view, who presented the case for the preservation of this old building, that we are here today.
And the society had not long been formed at that point, had it? That was 1964, was it, when John Betjeman did that? Or was it 63, the year that you founded it?
I'm getting a bit mixed up with my dates because I'm an old person now, but it's certainly 63. I can't remember exactly if it's just... We founded the society in September 1963. There's a slim possibility it may have been... I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly. It must have been post-September 63 that this inquiry was.
But basically, what it meant was that having founded that society and banded together that group of influential people and having the backing of John Betjeman is what helped to sway the London County Council so that Wiltons was actually saved from demolition and ended up, a few years later, becoming a Grade 2 star listed building. Is that the sort
yes,
of...
Yes, that's the history, yes. If that tribunal hadn't been persuaded to not to sign off on the demolition order, then we wouldn't be here, there's absolutely no doubt. And there was a very strong... That was at the time when John Earl, there's a guy called John Earl, who was at the Theatres Trust for a long time, he referred to the legalised vandalism of the 60s, and that was at the peak of it, was pull it down, who wants an old joint like that? So, yes, I can't put it in any stronger terms than that. But as far as the Music Hall Society went, it was a sort of feather in our cap at a time when there was a growing interest in music hall. Harold Fielding had put on a musical at the new Prince Charles Theatre, and Daniel Farson had put on a musical type show at the Comedy Theatre. There was quite a lot of interest, and we were getting publicity for the Music Hall Society, so it was on the crest of a wave.
Yeah. What made you decide to set up the society in the first place? What made you feel that there was actually a need for it?
Well, my flatmate and I'm a co-founder. Ray was my life partner, and we lived at Great Cumberland Place near Marble Arch, and the local was the Metropolitan, Edgware Road. So we went there quite a bit. And coming home, we could easily walk down the Edgware Road to the flat, and talking like we are now about things. And Ray said, we are not likely to see any shows like that once they put it down, because we'd heard that they were going to demolish the Metropolitan because there was going to be a flyover built. So anyway, we'd met lots of people who collected photographs, gramophone records and such like. And Ray said, being able to go and see a show is not going to happen once the Met's gone. Let's start a club. So we talked to all our friends, and they all agreed, so we started in September 63.
And how many members did you have when you first started?
Ray said, I don't think it's a good idea to issue the first membership card as number 1. So the numbering started at 100 at first. And when we first started, there were no more than 50 of us, I should think. Roughly 50 of interested parties. But it very soon, membership came in. It was a guinea. That was Ada Ree's suggestion. We had a meeting and what are we going to do? Are we going to have a magazine and how much are we going to charge? And somebody said £1 and Ada Reeve said, 1 guinea, dears. It's much more professional. We did very well. I'm pleased that we reached just over 900 within a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. And how many do you have now? It's
now just over 800. 800, I can't remember exactly now. So it's fluctuated quite a lot over the... At one stage we were worried because what happens in organisations like that is that we get older. Look at me. But there's a noticeable trickle of younger people now.
Good, that's a very good sign. I was going to ask, do you find that you are getting a lot of younger people beginning to join now and beginning to sort of develop an enthusiasm for this kind of entertainment and to appreciate its heritage and the talent and professionalism and skill of the artists?
Well, we're not getting there's not a tidal wave yet, but there are a lot of young people interested, and a lot of the young people have come, if not from drama school, have come to us because we'll talk about music, refer to it as musical and not variety necessarily, but being involved at school often, singing a song is very good for young people's social skills. You understand that. So one good musical song very often leads to another, and the young people get interested almost as much in the social aspects of things like, well, that famous song, My Old Man Said Follow the Van, what's it all about? One of the complaints that's come from some of our, complaints in the nicest sense, from our older members has been that music hall, in inverted commas, has become academic. There's too much of an academic attitude towards it. I don't agree with that, but I do understand. You see, there's so few places to perform now. Where do you hone your skills? Here, Wiltons.
When you say academic, do you mean as in a very set formula, a very specific way in which things must be performed, and a reluctance to allow any sort of evolution into more contemporary styles? Or? No.
What I mean is PhDs in. I can't think and I don't mean to be detrimental, but and this is really half a gag, but one gets books about the position of women's liberation in the postmodern and things like that. A very academic, a lot of research goes into it, but it's more involved with the social aspects, what was happening, and we're interested in that, but not to the extent, as members of the Musical Society, we'd like to know about the performers as much as anything.
And of course, not to forget that the real heart and soul of it is that atmosphere in that hall over this weekend.
Yes,
the applause, the laughter, the tears.
Well, there's an elderly couple that came yesterday. I've known them for many years, and they've been here before. They know Wiltons, and he said to me, "There's a fabulous atmosphere here," and he just stepped through the door and hadn't seen. He wasn't aware of the improvements that have been going on here at Wilton structurally. So, yes, it's nice atmosphere. You can't buy atmosphere, you see. Make it, but not buy it.
Gerry, thank you very much for starting the Society in the first place so that we could all celebrate its 50th anniversary this weekend. And here's to the next 50 years.
Thank you very much indeed. Nice to be here.
Thank you.